Hello everyone, welcome back to the last episode of Shamblecraft, Season 2. I know, it's shocking to think that we are finally here, but we are. Season 2 has officially, well, almost officially come to an end. It's sad to think that a year and a half ago we started this server for the first time, and cut to a year and a half later we are ending it back where we started. Here at the shopping district. We just started right over there, and Bookie 2 only existed a month and a half later. It's sad to think that the time is officially coming to an end, but I'm kind of excited because that means we get to start our new projects next season and look back at how this season became what it is. And this season had ups and downs. I wish I was posting more regularly. I mean, it felt like I was posting once a month, even though I was literally posting like once a month for a while. I'm sorry about that. I'll try and do better next season. I'll try and aim for 2 to 3 a month. That's my goal. We'll see if that sticks. But let's forget about next season or last season, and let's take a look back at this season, where this season was fun. We had ups and downs. A lot of downs, sadly. But, oh well. That's really all I can say. Now, I guess we will go ahead and get started on closing Bookie 2. That was the first thing we had to do this episode, and officially close Bookie 2. So, well, Bookie 2. Now, Bookie 2. Now closed. Wrong spot. If I can spell everything right. Everything free. Wow. It's closed. There it is. It's weird to think that it's officially closed, and, if you've never been up to the member club and you want to go up there, the door's been taken down and you can just go up without having to do anything. But, yeah. This has been Bookie 2. It's had its ups and downs. Quite a few. And when I mean quite a few, I mean an absurd amount of remodels. We had the birthday section, the Christmas, and the Halloween, and the regular. But yeah, that's been Bookie 2. Thank you, Bookie 2, for everything. Now, we will head to a place that is oh so dear to me, and that is my base. I loved every single second of it, and I just couldn't appreciate it more. I spent hours upon hours at this base, doing every single thing for it. It's shocking how much time, effort I spent at this base, making sure it all be up to my standards. From the villagers, which were a wonderful thing, to my farms, or to the mini versions of this room with events that we had this season, or just my room, where it's just kind of an everything room. But I'd like to give a big thank you to all the friends I was able to make along the way, and we can officially take this down and instead replace it with nothing, because there is nothing. There's nothing left. We'd finished it. This base was wonderful. We have just the gorgeous garden, elephant, and all the other animals, from the ice train to the gift store to all the other wonderful enclosures, to the sign, or to the tree walk, and to the staff. It just always was there for me. Every single thing in the pandas. The first ever enclosure this season, we spent it with the pandas. It was wonderful. Or to where my starter base was at the beginning of the season. Over here. Right here. It was right there. And it was wonderful. My little raft and boat on the lake. Or to the actual cake itself. And the candles on top of it. Okay, that is lit up. The 9 wonderful candles we have. Or to the hardest thing I ever built this season. Has to go to this tower. I had no idea what I was doing for this tower. I knew I just wanted some big central grand piece. And this is what I created. Fully from scratch. On the fly. No special. No plot world it. I just made this myself. And I am so proud of myself for this build. This build right here probably means the most to me. And it's wonderful. It was absolutely everything I had wished for and more. Or to over here with a train hub, the second cake, and all the other builds I had this season. Just sad to see it all go. But now we are going to finally ride the museum. So, for the next 3.5 minutes, I'm gonna shut up, play some music, and let you guys enjoy the ride. that? That was the train ride. I know, it was a wonderful experience to get to see everything throughout this season, but there it is. Now, we'll do a very quick walkthrough, well, fly-through of this, just so I can explain every little scene in detail now that that is over. Starting it off, this is an exact replica of my starter boat base this season, with some of the original blocks used. Then we fly over here to the diamond ducks I've collected over the season. Our next stop is my pets throughout this season. The next stop is to kill a kiwi bird. The next stop is all the player heads I collected over the season with proper data of people. So, Unsatisfied Mind, Garbage and Vid, King Can, myself, Zill, Jake, and Murin, Alpin and Meep, Squid and Felix, Pizza, Theta, Void, Kiwi, Fally, Kitty, Hans, Gast, McGuffer, Jason, Jojo, and Big ASPN. A lot of player heads I collected throughout the season. So proud of myself. This is Bookie 2's first egg hunt. Throughout the museum you'll notice these wonderful little books, and they go into detail about some of the big exhibits. Then here are the eggs from Bookie's second egg hunt. Then you have the second egg hunt egg. You have Bookie 2's Christmas event, the failed animal event, the Halloween event with Bookie 2. For some reason I combined them. Don't know why. Just because it made more sense, I guess. Then you have just a bunch of little exhibits, which if you want to see these, you can get on the server yourself and look at them when the world download comes out. Just a bunch of little exhibits throughout this season. Little things just make this so much better and just mean a lot more to me. Then you have my banners this season, the maps, so progress. So let's actually take a minute to look at them. January 8th on episode 4, you can see my base. You can move over to then March 30th in episode 11. You can see how much progress happened. Then you can move to August 13th in episode 22. Then you can move to April 6th in episode 37. We're gonna act like I did not accidentally forget about this for a long time. I meant to do a progress picture halfway through, and I forgot, so oops. And then July 4th, episode 40, the finale. This was meant to be that one, so oops. Then we have my mob heads throughout this season that I collected, plus then all the Wandering Trader heads I killed this season. All my skins this season, which, here, I'll get a little bit closer so you can read them better. There's side 1. And here is side 2. And then it brings you right back here. Be nice, reset the minecart for the next person to go through. Now, the next thing I want to do this episode is I just want to walk around my base and just show you guys everything one last time. If you do not want to see this, skip forward to the time that is on the screen right now, but this is just going to be a documentation of my entire base one last time. Just give a big look through this season. So, I'll begin in enjoy the music. my base this season. It was a lot of work and I'm proud of it. My biggest project in Minecraft I've ever done. So much time and effort went into this, making every single detail to just perfection. I love this base so much. It just is sad to see it disappear. Now, we saw Bookie already, but the last thing I want to do this episode is take a look back and just look at some of the other builds I built this season before we move on to the last two things this episode. Starting it off, I actually want to show one last time a few of the builds that happened and I worked on this season that were not at my base. One of the only other bases I have to go to for this experience, and I do just want to show this off because Murin just does not get... Murin and the rest of the kingdom just has never gotten enough recognition for how crazy fun this base was this season. This was a big collaborative effort between a whole group of people, with Murin leading, and it's just so cool to see how much happened at this one base. The last thing they did at this base was this ginormous ship, which is extremely difficult to get into one shot, I'm realizing. But you could just not, just like, you're in shock with how cool it was. And then the one thing I wanted to show you here was my aquarium I built here. Everyone did an entirely different thing, and that's what made it so cool, is just how different everyone was. And I went for an underwater base. One of my favorite builds this season. It just looks so insanely cool. I love it. It's probably my number one thing I built this season not at my base. Just, it's a fully decked out aquarium. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I forgot. I never got rid of all of them. Oh well. None of them hurt. But yeah. It's just so cool to see it. The next stop is gonna be at Shambleland, and that's the last stop. Otherwise, everywhere else we can just view on the world download when you guys get it. And I really want you guys to have fun exploring, but I do just want to show off these builds one last time because I want to. And this episode is weird, just for it coming to an end finally. Years later, it is. So we're stopping here at Halloween Town, where you can see my pumpkin right here. Just always loved it. And all the other builds here. Just always so cool. Our next stop is Christmas Land, which still turned out so cool, yet a small collaborator with not a big collaborative effort this time around. It just never got to be big for some reason. There's my snowman I made. Now, if I can find it, it's near Shambleland, I remember that. Oh yeah, I've heard about this. But this is the little, sanctuary we did for NJ's charity thing earlier this season. And me and Void built this cute house. Now, here we go. This is this thing right here is the city that never got built, essentially. It was meant to be this big, elaborative city. It just got started too late in the season, and there was never time for it to become anything else. It was like just this one ginormous building, which is insanely cool, just never had time for any other building. The interior of this is really cool, though. It is a gigantic parkour course. This is me realizing I don't have rockets. Well, I guess this is an opportunity to say this, then. I'm trying to keep this episode real in a way that no episode ever has. Not re-recording anything. A simple, yet different style for the last episode. So, how about, as I go back to my base to end off this season, we take a look back at what this season was. So, without further ado, enjoy Shamblecraft Season 2. To look back at this season. It's sad to say, but it's almost done. There's only a few days left on the server, which will be the time I need to edit this video, but I would put all my stuff on this and all my other stuff in this barrel, but I'm not, and that is because, as you just saw on screen, I am a part of the final stream day on this season of Shamblecraft. It is one big, fun, last thing that's happening, and we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna have some fun. I don't know fully what we're gonna do yet, but I'll decide on the day, probably. And we'll just probably have fun, look back at the season, and just reflect on everything that happened. And I guess it's now time to go. This has been Shamblecraft Season 2. And I've been DonaKane7684. See you in Shamblecraft Season 3. Goodbye!